My name's Kristin Boyd. I'm a nurse practitioner. Growing up, we always took in stray animals, and so that's probably where my love for animals came from.
My name is Karen, and I'm Kristin's mother. I do rescue with Kristin, and a lot of the dogs come to my house for quite a while. I'm a nurse too, so we're into the caring end of stuff.
You know, we had some hard times growing up, and so pets were always kind of a source of comfort for us. Cats and dogs and lizards.
It's the ugly side of a trip to the drugstore. Your shampoo, your makeup, your cleaning supplies, many of them tested on innocent animals like these.
I knew a little bit about animal testing, and I was starting to get into going cruelty-free with the stuff that I bought and looking at veganism and all that kind of stuff.
There's a major new effort to save thousands of animals from being tested in labs across the country.
A nurse practitioner, obviously, my job is to prescribe medication, and knowing that they do animal testing to get medications approved, there's a ton of evidence that shows that animal testing doesn't translate to human outcomes.
There is movement in the scientific community to try to do some medical testing without using animals when possible.
But we can't get people who pass the laws to change their mind about doing animal testing. There's a lot of politics and obviously big pharma money and stuff that are pushing this agenda. Just through some of that research, I had found that if they're going to do animal testing on dogs, it is on beagles. They're bred in certain places specifically for animal testing, so those dogs never live a normal life.
Beagles are being used for biomedical testing.
I use Hank and Bieber as representatives for that, and it kind of puts a face to the animals that are being tortured and losing their lives so they can have lipstick or cleaner or whatever. So I guess when I first started looking for a rescue dog, I wasn't 100% on beagles.
When they first got them, I just couldn't believe she got beagles, because we've always had what I consider athletic dogs.
Growing up, we had a mixture of dogs, but I would say majority big dogs.
When she got the beagles, I kind of chuckled about it, but I love those dogs. They're good dogs. They're very sweet and loving.
I adopted Bieber in 2012, a week before I got married. I always liked the names that my sister picked out for her pets, so I called her when I got him and I said I need a name for my new dog. The first name she gave me was Zeus. And I said, no, he's definitely not a Zeus. I said he's more like a girly boy dog. I said he was like timid and small, and she said, well, how about Bieber? And for some reason I thought it was funny, and I just looked down at him and I was like, Bieber, and for whatever reason we liked it, so we stuck with Bieber. It's a good thing she went upstairs because she disagrees how this story went, but
Kristin was getting married and she was all dressed. It couldn't have been 15 minutes before we were supposed to leave to go to the courthouse.
She opened the door and she was standing with it open, and I said, make sure you close the door, and Bieber ran right between her feet.
I say my ex-husband let the dog out, but I don't really know who let him out.
So I'm crying.
We were all chasing him all over the place.
We almost didn't get married because Bieber ran away that day. Started looking for another beagle. I used Pet Finder again. I found a rescue in Pennsylvania that had quite a few beagles, so I emailed them and the dog that I was really interested in. They reached out to the foster, and the foster said, no, I think I'm going to keep this dog. She sent me an email back and said, I have one other beagle. His name's Hook. I said, yeah, he's fine. He immediately got along with Bieber. It was like they were best friends from the beginning. I don't know, since then, the longer we've had him, the more ornery he gets. He's doesn't like too many other dogs, and he's pretty picky about his people too. So I guess the good thing about having him though is because Bieber's so dog friendly, I usually start introducing foster dogs with Bieber, and then I eventually introduce them to Hank, and if they can get along with Hank, then they can get along with any dog. Bieber was definitely the more affectionate dog when we first got him, and it's kind of changed a little bit. Hank's become a lot more of our cuddly dog. He always wants to be laying on you, and even though Bieber's dog friendly, the two of them are, you know, they're like best friends. They're always with each other, they're cuddling with each other. Kind of taking a little break from fostering dogs, just kind of enjoy them a little bit more. They have had to put up with sharing attention with a lot of other dogs for the last couple of years. The biggest reason that I decided to do this is, one, Hank and Bieber are getting older, and they still act pretty spunky most of the time, but once in a while they, you know, I get glimpses of their age, and because I fell in love with fostering dogs, I have decided that now when Hank and Bieber are gone, that I'm not going to adopt any more dogs. I only want to foster going forward. I've tried to think on how I can maximize, you know, my rescue efforts. So fostering is, you know, is very important, and you know, obviously 2 people fostered Hank and Bieber, and that's how they came into my life. So I want to be able to continue doing that. So this is my keepsake of the 2 dogs that will be the start of everything else that comes after this.